Good morning, ARMR Insiders. Welcome to the morning meeting of this virtual hedge fund experience. You're one of those people down in the bullpen there. Come on up to the top floor, the top in the conference room, and get our day started to figure out what our strategy is going to be when it comes to day trading the market, investing in the market. What are the top stocks we want to buy? So we're building our whiteboard now as the market goes down and starts to look for some type of support. When it does, what stocks do we want to buy? I'm going to highlight one name for you at the very top of the list. So as always, take this information and any other information you're gathering, figure out what your strategy is, risk tolerance goals, and be the smart money. Take responsibility for the success of your trading portfolio. Let's get to the number one stock at the very top of my whiteboard right now. There it is. Soak it in. Enjoy it. This is a William O'Neill chart of Palantir, okay? It's a William O'Neill chart of Palantir. I think you could see very clearly the uptrend that the stock is in. It's pulled right back to the $20 price. That $20 price is important. As you could see, that's the breakout line, okay? There's the weekly chart. There's the daily chart. You know why this is the number one stock at the very top of my whiteboard that I can't wait to buy? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to read this quote. The reason I want to own the stock is because I love the chief executive officer of this company. It's not the only reason to buy stock, but it puts it at the very top of my list. When it comes to what's going on at Ivy Leagues in this country, specifically Columbia University in New York, the CEO says this: you are sitting at an elite school pretending that because you watched a TikTok twice and got an A+ on some crazy paper because your professor couldn't get a job anywhere else, that you actually understand the world. I love this guy. This guy tells it like it is. He couldn't be more right. He couldn't be more spot on. So I want to support him. Now, would I just run out there and buy a stock because I like a guy? No. But he's delivered 4 quarters in a row, triple-digit earnings growth. Revenue is increasing at roughly a 20% clip. And we live in a world that needs his product now more than ever. 13 days is the next earnings announcement. Should be an interesting move. Stock's gone through some weakness, 27.5 down to 20, right on top of support. Possible it closes that gap, but it doesn't have to. It's right on the uptrend, somewhere right about there. Stock is at the top of my whiteboard. We'll see. I probably own some in front of the earnings number, and then I'll look to double the position, let's say, when I see the number and the print and the reaction, or step aside, wait for some other top stock on my whiteboard right there. Now let's switch over to the ARMR carry trade. We have changed the way we execute during the day when it comes to day trading. And I'm going to share with you what we're doing. And I respectfully suggest you try this yourself in whatever type of trading you're doing. We've made one very simple change that's had an exponential increase in the success of our trading. And yesterday is a perfect example of it. 3 trades yesterday. The first trade, smallest position size. The next 2 trades, maximum position size. I'm going to walk you through what we did. ARMR carry trading portfolio. Okay. So this is the S&P. We trade triple the S&P. Now, it's true for some of you who like to trade options. We do have ARMR insiders on the desk who use this information I'm going to share with you to trade options, 0 dated, 1+ dated options. I personally like to trade triple the S&P. It makes me comfortable, but you could certainly do options with the same technique. All right, we trade triple the S&P. Maximum position size is 100% invested, giving me 3 times the movement of the S&P. I execute in thirds. I put a third on when I get long, and I book a third profit, a third profit, a third profit on the way out when I'm making money. There's 3 trades on the day. You're looking at a 3-minute bar chart. The change that we've made. So grab a pen, piece of paper. If you're a trader, write this down and try this yourself. I think you'll find it very helpful. Trade 1 yesterday. I have a white box there for you. In the 2nd minute of the 3-minute bar, we got filled on a third of our position. Never got filled on the rest as it was a tail. So sometimes we stay out of the tail completely. Other times, because it was the 2nd minute of the bar, we filled a third of our trade, and it ended up being a tail. Okay. That's what those tails are, those black lines there. Okay. Got stopped out immediately. So in other words, if we get just a third of our trade on and it immediately reverses, the stop is real tight. Bang, want to get out. We only had a third of a trade on. It's not really an execution. It's a tail, right? So a third of the trade on, very tight stop. Waited for our next location. The next location was a gap closure, which is one of our favorite. So the market gapped up, sold off to close the gap, gave us another buy trigger. That green box was the start of trade 2. Using the execution strategy I'm describing, we put a third of the trade on in the second minute of that bar and finished it off putting 2/3 on at the end of the third minute of that bar, putting a max position size on of 300% exposure to the market. So here we only have 100%, so 1-to-1 exposure, a third of our trade. Here we had 300% exposure to the market. Rallies up and we book profits at A, B, and C. The pink box is our final exit on that trade. That was a real nice morning. Market set up again, and this is what I was going to show you about our average true range. When the average true range in here begins to stair step higher, we know something bigger is coming in the afternoon. The probability of something bigger coming in the afternoon allows us to be aggressive and put the trade back out, okay? So right there was our trigger point for trade number 3. Executed the same way, so we end up having a max position size on. Footnote, when I've already made a lot of money on my first trade, the next trade in the afternoon, maximum size is a little bit smaller than what I did earlier. So instead of having like 300% exposure, we had about 250%. And it's really, for me, it's a nod to, I've already made a lot of money. And if this trade doesn't work and I get stopped out, I want to make sure I'm green on the day. So I take a little bit less, okay? There it is. There was the entry point, executed the exact same way. Third on the second minute, the whole thing by the third minute, and then it was just off to the races. We always book some profit at the ATR high of the day. That was up here. So the ATR high of the day is this line right here. It stair-stepped lower in the morning, and then it was flatlining the rest of the day. It's hidden between right on top of the 4th Fibonacci extension from the opening range. So we always book some profit there in the A box. Then it ripped higher for 3 bars, these 3 black bars, and we always put a tight stop in to book a little more after the 3 black bar move, book some more, and then the last exit was right there on the downward move in the C box, that pink box. We had a huge day yesterday. I can't wait to get at it again today. It's just too much fun. I look forward to working with all of you ARMR Insiders. 9:30, we'll get the live desk started. ARMR Report subscribers, you're on your own the rest of the day, but don't forget, you can always throw a question into the comment section of this video. I'm happy to answer it when I can. And of course, anyone who is unable to be on the desk all day, you can't do this in a kind of half-ass type of way, like I'll try one day and maybe not the other. You can't cherry pick trading. If you're going to commit to trading, you got to be on the desk every day, all day in order to make money. It's a lifestyle, right? So if you can't do that, but you want that exposure, feel free to give me a call. We'll figure out how to work together, okay? Everybody, at the end of the day, you got to figure out what strategy works best for you, what your risk tolerance, your goals, and all those things. And remember, as you go into the battle today, be the smart money. Have a great day, guys.